Hello everyone, welcome to Simply Scrapbooked. I know for a lot of you, you need to get started with your scrapbooking. You may have your photos like this all over the house. They may be in boxes, they may be in these little envelopes that they come in, or they may even be trapped on your phone. So the first thing you have to do is get them printed if they're not. You can upload them to a bazillion places, anywhere from CVS to Walgreens to Walmart to York Photo to Snapfish, or my favorite, Creative Memories does photo prints. And on Creative Memories prints, on the back, it will show you this was taken December 29th, 2008. And so it gives me the date on the pictures like they used to back in the old days. So that will help with my sorting. Now, once you've got your photos printed and in your hands, what comes next? So let me show you some ideas. I've got my favorite ways. I'm sure you will figure out your favorite ways, and it really is a matter of what works for you. So for me, a lot of things that I sort have to do with Post-it notes. So one of the easiest ways to organize your photos is by child. So I would have a Post-it for Jenny, and I would have a Post-it for Bo, and I would have a Post-it for Gracie. And I would take the pictures and I would go through and I would just start laying them out according to whose album that they go in. Okay, so you just lay your pictures out. Then I would take them and put this group into something, and this group into something, and this group into something. And I've got some options for you there too. But maybe by the child is not the best way for you to go. Maybe you are a chronological scrapbooker and need to go by date. So sometimes when you're starting with older pictures, you don't know exactly what year they were taken. But if you can get them down to a decade, you're doing really great. Because when you think about it, when our great-grandchildren are looking at these albums, they're going to look at them and say, oh, these pictures were taken in the 1900s. They are not going to care if it was in the 50s or the 70s. Now, it's kind of cool to say this was the fashion of the 70s, this was the fashion of the 60s, this is the fashion of the 50s. Look at the cars in all of these. Look at the avocado green and harvest gold on the appliances when you can put them into certain decades. But if you can't get them any other way, try to go by decades. Now, if you're really good, you might be able to put them into specific years, 2006, 2007, 2008. Now, if you can do that, that is incredible, because then you can really put, your child's second grade, third grade, and fourth grade in order in their albums. You can put when we lived in this house and this house and this house and put them into albums. And those are the kinds of things when you're looking at a big pile of pictures, the things that will help you figure out when they were taken, if the date is not on the picture or on the back of the picture. You can look at the backgrounds, look at the people, look at the ages of the people, look at the cars, look at the colors in the house, look at the fashion. And, big hair from the 80s is kind of a dead giveaway that you're in the 1980s. So you can separate your pictures by what's in them will help you get to this point. Now, if you're starting with current pictures, you can actually go by month, January, February, March. Now, one of the best ways to start has always been to start with your most current photos. So we're only into June right now, so why not start with January of 2022 and get caught up to date and then move backwards. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. It lets you know that you can do this, and it gives you a chance to kind of work out your best methods of working on your albums and get started that way. It's a really great way to start. Now, another way to start is to separate your pictures by theme. So your themes might be birthdays, Christmas, Easter, trips. Sort them out like that, and then you could do a separate birthday book if you wanted to. I do separate Christmas albums. I put all the Christmases in their own album. Or you could do Easter, or at least you can put these in order. The birthdays were in March, and Easter was in April, and Christmas was in December, so I know they kind of go in this order. Now, one of the best ways to start is to pick a specific topic that has a beginning and an ending to it. For example, I started back into scrapbooking with Jenny's dance album. I took all of her years of dance and put them into one album. The next album that I did was our Disney album that was from 2017. And it started on this date. We were home on this date. So it was an easy one that stands alone to put in all at once. If you're really looking to save some memories from the past, and you're going to do work on heritage albums, you could start with an album on one person. So for instance, I have an album started that is just of my grandmother. So it's my Me Mommy album. And it's all the pictures that I can find of her. And so instead of trying to put them in date order, I just pull them out, all the pictures of her, and putting those into one album. And that's one way to start. And then I could go by date in that album. I could go by birthdays, Christmas, Easter if I wanted to, or I can just mix them up and just say, hey, here's a book dedicated to my grandmother. So those are different ways of sorting your pictures. But after you get them sorted, what do you do with this? This is all Christmas. So what do I do with Christmas? So there are several different things you can do, and perhaps the best one is a power sort box. Let me get one of those out and show you. So this is the power sort box. This one I am storing my photo mats, my pre-cut mats in, but you store your photos in it the same way. It comes with 6 little compartments like this, and you can put your pictures in here, and then there are little dividers that you write on in pencil. And then if you finish that category and you want to use this again, you use one of these little click erasers, and you can erase that and write again on the dividers. These are made of polypropylene. They're safe for your pictures, and so you can continue using them over and over again. Now, this is great because when I want to go work somewhere, I can take just this one set of pictures with me to get to either sort them or crop them or to actually put them in albums. So when I went to my parents a couple of weekends ago, I took just a small set of pictures to get into an album with me, and I was able to work very efficiently. Now, the other thing about the power sort box is you notice that it's black. This is good because light is the enemy of pictures. They're the enemy of photos. It'll make them fade. And so if you have a bunch of pictures and you know you're not getting to them tomorrow, you want to put them in dark storage. So this has a lid that goes on it. It latches down to these little buttons on the side. And on the front, there's a little place where you can slide in a card and put, this is 2022. And then you've got your power sort boxes. You can stack these up. They stack really nice. In the old CM, we had one that was twice this size. And that was great because I felt like I had a lot accomplished when I had a box full of pictures. But then I went to pick it up. Oh my Lord, that was heavy. So this size, this holds 1,200 pictures. And this is a really great size for sorting your photos. So that's one way. Now, Creative Memories has just come out with this. This is a little box. And in this box are 6 other little boxes. And they've got 2 little latches here. And in the first box, you've got labels. And your photos can just go in the box. So you can take one category, this might be Christmas, and put all those pictures in there. And then they get stored back into the big box. And then when you want to work on them, you can pull them out one box at a time so you don't have to cover your entire table with them. You can just pull out the ones that you need. Now, while I'm talking about these boxes, these are brand new. And some of you know I've been on a virtual crop this weekend. And so I've seen a lot of people using these little boxes, taking one of them and putting their scrapbooking essentials in it. So inside this box, I've got my foam squares, I've got my scissors, I've got my cutting blades for the custom cutting system, I've got a tape runner and a tape runner refill, and you can fit a pen in there as well. So this is everything you need to scrapbook. And that also keeps all your supplies from getting lost in all the stuff that goes on. When I scrapbook anyway, I know I cover the entire table and it becomes a mess. Want to take a peek? Look at all of that. So it's nice to have all your essentials in one place where you can pull them out. So you could keep those in the front, and then your pictures in these boxes in the back. And this is not dark storage. So again, these are the pictures you're working on today. So you would want to keep them in there. Now, if you've got children or grandchildren that are making you artwork, or you have certificates or programs, or just a lot of memorabilia, you can use an accordion folder. So in this folder, I've got, these are acid-free folders, and in here are the pictures and the memorabilia from a trip that I took in high school. Now, this is a product from the old Creative Memories. So notice it is dark, it is black, it is that dark storage we were talking about. It's also made from polypropylene, which is a photo-safe plastic. If you're just going to buy an accordion file from Amazon or from Office Depot, that's got to be the album you're working on right now, because that is not photo-safe. It's probably made from PVC, which is the same thing that they use to make your plumbing pipe, and it happens to react with pictures and cause them to turn colors and to fade. So you don't want to leave your pictures in an accordion file that is just from an office supply or from online. And like I said, Creative Memories does not make these right now, but this was a really good idea if you have a lot of memorabilia that you want to put in with the pictures. Another thing that Creative Memories has just come out with is a 12 by 12 clear box. Now, I don't have one yet, but they are like a 12 by 12 iris box that you could get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, only again, they're made from photo-safe materials. So again, you could put in your paper and your pages, and then put your photos in, and then put the next pages and your photos, and then you go back and stick everything down at one time. This is also really great because you can store your completed pages in them. Like I said, we're working from pages these days. So I have completed pages here. Here's one I did earlier today. And this page is done except for the journaling. I'm going to do that. I must have a million soccer pictures, so this is going to be one of many blue and yellow pages. But I've got these pages done. I can work on what I feel like working on. I can work on what colors of paper that I have. If I've got red and green, I can work on Christmas. If I've got yellow and blue, I can do the soccer years. And then I put all of these pages in that iris box, in that plastic box from Creative Memories now. And it's a photo-safe box, so I can put all these in there. And then when I've got all the pictures taken care of and they're all on pages, I can sort these, put them in order, and then stick them down on the pages. And so that's a great way to work. It's something new. It's something different. It's definitely not how we worked in the past, but it gives you so much flexibility. Something that can get you stalled out really quickly is when you're bored with a certain subject, like the endless soccer pictures. But this way I can do a few soccer pictures now. I can do a few something else. These are going to be playing in the water in the summer pictures. I can do my Christmas pictures. And then I can go back and do some more soccer pictures. So I don't have to work in order like I would if I was working in the book itself straight all the time. So this gives you some flexibility using that 12 by 12 box. Like I said, I don't have one yet, but they are available from Creative Memories now. So hopefully that gives you some ideas of where to get started. Again, if you haven't started or you need to restart, sorting your pictures or getting them printed is where you need to go first. And then you can move into the fun stuff of creating your pages and then putting them into albums. So I hope this helps you today. Thank you for tuning in to Simply Scrapbooked, and I will talk to you later.